Hey y'all, I can't really tell how I look because my glasses are a little bit, they need cleaning a little bit. So anyways, I want to talk about not so much people pleasing. I guess I'm going to call it people pleasing. Not really people pleasing. It is, but it isn't. Something that a girl was talking about, she mentioned on her video. It's an old video of hers, but I saw it today. She has a lot of good videos. A lot of people got a lot of good videos. That's what inspires me to want to do my videos. So, because I watch YouTube a lot, amongst other things. But she was talking about how, being a main character in your life, it has nothing to do with you being stuck up or anything or conceited. It's just having the life that you want to have, living the life to your best ability that you can to satisfy you, what makes you feel the best. It didn't have any. It's okay. I do believe it's okay to be somewhat selfish. You don't have to be for example, like of course I have a child or a teenager, right? So all throughout his life, while he's young, while he's under the age of 18, for the most part, I will be selfless when it comes to him. It's gonna be times like, okay, when like your parents or maybe a sister and brother that you're close to, or a friend that you're really close to, they've done stuff for you, you do stuff for them, you sacrifice some, and that's okay. That's not a big deal. But what I'm talking about is when being always worrying about what other people think of you and all these kind of things. I know there was I won't mention what it is, but there was something that I want not feel out of love with. I just wasn't feeling it anymore, whatever that thing was, right? And my family is deeply entrenched in, and because I really felt so passionate about, okay, this is not for me. I had to dig myself out of self-pleasing people. Now, every now and then, I'll go or whatever, but that's my sacrifice, my limited sacrifice to my family, like to show my support because for them, for some of the stuff that they're involved in. But it's not my thing. I'm putting deodorant on. Y'all know how I get down. That's one of my videos. Y'all saw me put deodorant on. But I was like, man, I just do not. I got to the point where I just hated it, and I was like, this is bad. I just needed it. And then I slowly started speaking up for myself more, because some people have I had somewhat of a people pleasing mentality. But see, what happened when I got too overwhelmed, then it's like I wouldn't necessarily go off on everybody, but sometimes it would lead to crying and all these emotional bouts because I wasn't doing more for myself. I wasn't pleasing myself more than I was pleasing others. And also, another thing she mentioned, no, she didn't mention it, somebody else that was making a comment or that was on her live mentioned that, hey, and I know some people experience this. If you're a people pleaser, you experience this. Oh, I hear people pleasers say, I'll be like, well, I do so much for them, this and that, or forget them, all this stuff. And then I thought one day I was saying something to a friend. I was like, we're thinking about, how this friend is not calling us and all these different things. Like, as an adult, like when you're young, 10 years, that's a little different. Because not every teenager, but most teenagers, if they're, parents let them do a little something, let them do extracurricular activities, such as social things, like, they have parties, not parties in school, but like dances and different things like that. You go to games and all that. Then, let you do all those things, then you are allowed more than likely to see your friends at some point. So as long as your friend is doing the real crazy stuff, and they're there for you, maybe they show up to your birthday parties and you never show up for them ever. Like that's something. That's when you gotta say, okay, maybe this person isn't really my friend. Maybe they're just a fun associate, you know, or a fun peer to be around in the moment, you know. And then start looking at them like that, and then start backing away from them. Start giving them less of your energy, or start giving them none of your energy and attention at all. And then see if they come around. Because sometimes we give some people so much of us that they can take us for granted because they're like, shoot, I know they're gonna show up anyway. And some people naturally have their this type of personality where they are more self-absorbed. So you have to allow them to acknowledge you and see you. So you have to go ghost sometimes. Do your own thing and then let them miss you. Okay? It's just some people naturally. Look, I have somebody in my family that I love dearly. I can't mention who it is because if they see this video, and I love them so much, and they love me too, and they love everybody in the family, everything. But sometimes, naturally, because of their personality, they have moments where they are very self-serving, very self-absorbing, and I don't even think they notice that, you know. And they're just caring about themselves, and it's really nothing wrong with that. But but they will get mad at people when they do that. That's the only problem, okay? And I had to kind of let them know that about them, or just know that in general. Like, not by pointing out to them, but I was like, hey, you know, sometimes, you know, when we do this, and sometimes we get that response. But sometimes we just got to be happy with the response that we get, whatever it is, considering how we were acting prior to that sometimes, okay? If that makes sense. But yeah, I just thought about being self-serving. Being self-serving is not a bad thing. But I'll say, you know, have some balance. You don't have to go all the way in. Like if you're in a relationship, you don't want to be completely self-serving. If you actually care about the person in any capacity, and you want them to stay around, because eventually unless they're just into it, they might want to, you know, they might end up letting you go because they're like, okay, well, this person never does anything, never gives me any kind of inkling that they love me, that they care for me, that they're this and that. I'm just giving. I never get anything back. You don't want that person to feel that way. So just have some balance. But if you really feel strongly about something that you're not interested in or whatever, you just let the person know. Kindly let them know. If they don't understand, say, hey, I understand you don't understand right now, but this is how I feel. I want to care for myself, my emotions, my hormones, all these things, and that's especially for women. Hey, it's just not something I'm interested in, and hopefully you'll understand one day I still care about you, or if you even have to say all that. If that's somebody you do care about and love, just let them know, hey, I love you, I care about you and stuff like that. I know you might not feel the same about me about this, but this is what I feel, and hopefully you'll understand one day. But if not, but I just need to take this time for myself. I can't get into this or whatever, you know, and just leave it at that. You don't have to over-explain yourself, okay? Unless you want to, but don't let that stress you out, okay? If it stresses them out, they will be okay eventually. All right, y'all. This was about people pleasing. I'm just gonna call it that because and maybe I can give more examples. All right, y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe. Princess Diana.